people say, I'll go to hell for you, but I won't go to jail for you. Well, that's exactly what happened to me. But it wasn't hell, it was jail. Now, I had never, ever been to jail for anything that I had did. Never, ever, ever. But then my son, who was supposed to be going to school, decided he didn't want to go to school. So he cut. And so the Garfield Heights police picked him up. Now, back in the 90s, me and my family, we lived back out there in California. So we went out there and we stayed until they had this really big earthquake. We was out there around, 1994 or so. But we hightailed it on back to Cleveland because that was just a little bit too much. Well, back to my son, who was supposed to be going to school and decided he didn't want to go. Now, we lived in Garfield Heights, and they was kind of strict, They was kind of really hard on their job and doing what they supposed to do, and the police, they all on you and stuff and doing their job. So they picked up my son for a curfew. So I get a call from the Garfield Heights police, and they say they got my son, and they say I could come pick him up and blah, blah, blah. They picked him up for curfew. So I said, okay, I'll come and get him. So my husband says, well, baby, I might have a warrant back in Garfield for something that I did. I'll go down there with you, but you're going to have to go in there and get our son. So I said, fine. All right, whatever. I'll go and get him. So I get down there. I go into the jail. I give them my name. And they say to me, ma'am, we're sorry, but we have a warrant for your arrest. I said, a warrant for my arrest? For what? Well, what had happened was that, a few days before we went out to California, I had drove my husband out to the racetrack in Warrensville. So we had this car and it had this loud muffler. And so, we riding down miles and we get pulled over and I get a ticket. But then a couple days after that, me and my kids, we flying off to California. So we out there, we only stayed about 8 months and we back in Cleveland. So, when my son got picked up and he got arrested, little did I know in those 8 months, they had issued a warrant for my arrest. Because I never did go to court for that loud muffler. So now I get arrested. So now I'm in jail. And my son's in jail. And my husband, he's sitting in the car. So he decided to come on to jail. Because he like, I know it can't be taking this long. So he come in there, he check on us. And you would never believe it, but they arrested him. And he knew that because he had a warrant out anyway. So, because my infraction happened in Warrensville, they had to transfer me from the Garfield Heights jail to the Warrensville Heights jail. So, we get all that taken care of. Now, I'm in jail for going to pick up my son, and my husband in jail for coming to pick up me. So, eventually, we had to call my oldest son to come down there and get us. Now, mind you, he just really come to age where he can even sign papers. But he comes down there. And he gets my young son out. And then my husband, he eventually gets a bondsman. And he gets out. But then they leave me sitting over in the Warrensville Heights jail. So I'm like, what? So it just takes forever. And it goes on and on and on. And eventually, they get me out. They give me a bondsman to get me out. But not the same bondsman, because you can't use the same one. So they get me out. Everything is fine. So I guess you could say that was a family affair. And all because my son didn't want to go to school that day.